Hello, I am D.D. Sawant, Department of Geography, J.A.T Art Science and Commerce College for Women, Malegaon District, Nashik. The today's topic that is the oxygen cycle. All of you are knowing that oxygen plays a significant role in the biosphere and is very essential element for the living organisms because it supports life and arises from it. The circulation of oxygen also helps in the cycling of other elements in the biosphere. Oxygen is chemically very active because it combines with majority of the elements in the biosphere. It generally forms about 70% atoms in living matter and plays a very important role in the formation of carbohydrates, fats and proteins. It is required for respiration process by the animals, including man, and for photosynthesis by the plants. The oxygen cycle in the biosphere is very much complicated because of its various chemical forms. For example, molecular oxygen means the O2, water H2O, carbon dioxide means the CO2, different inorganic compounds as oxides which are iron oxides Fe2O3, carbonates, calcium carbonate means the CaCO3, etc. It is believed that there was no free oxygen in the original Earth atmosphere. The molecular oxygen probably was formed only after the development of photosynthesis organisms due to splitting of water molecules by plant cells. Water is split by plant cells and is reconstituted in about every 2 million years, and thus oxygen produced circulates in the atmosphere through various components and is again recycled after about 2000 years. Thus, it is obvious that the residence time of oxygen in the atmosphere is much longer, that is 2000 years. It is recycled in 2000 years. Then the residence time of the carbon, uh, it is near about 300 years, that is the carbon released by plants and animals through respiration. The oxygen continued to concentrate in the atmosphere from the time of its formation, and now it constitutes about 21% of the total gaseous composition of the atmosphere. It is important to note that oxygen remains in molecular oxygen form for a very short time because it readily combines with CO2 or H2O or with other oxide forms. Hence, the oxygen is produced through the process of photosynthesis by the heterotrophic green plants of terrestrial ecosystems and phytoplanktons of marine ecosystems, and to a lesser extent by the reduction of various mineral oxides. Oxygen thus produced enters the atmospheric storage pool. Every year, some oxygen is also added to the atmosphere from volcanic eruption through outgassing, mainly in the form of CO2 and H2O. Oxygen from the atmospheric storage pool is used by marine and terrestrial animals during respiration. Oxygen is also consumed during burning of wood and fossil fuels. Some portion of oxygen in the form of oxides is incorporated in the drainage waters and ultimately reaches the oceans and is incorporated in the sediments. Thus, oxygen enters the sedimentary storage pool and remains, therefore, considerably a longer period of geological time scale. Thus, the oxygen cycle involves the input of oxygen to the atmospheric storage pool from the photosynthesis of marine and terrestrial autotrophic plants and from volcanic eruption, and hence the loss of oxygen from the atmospheric storage pool through respiration of marine and terrestrial organisms and mineral oxidation, burning of food, gases, grasses, and forest fires, combustion of fossil fuels, means, for example, the coal and petroleum, etc. Thus, the consumption of oxygen has increased after the Industrial Revolution in 1860. It is estimated that very high rate of industrial combustion in the industrialized world, mainly the USA and the Western Europe, uses more oxygen annually. Since the proportion of vegetation cover is decreasing and the industrial expansion is increasing, the imbalance between the amount of consumed and regenerated oxygen may be of serious concern to human society. So, here water, carbon dioxide, oxygen, and nitrogen goes through cycles in nature. When water goes into the air as a gas, it evaporates. People and animals add carbon dioxide to the air. Plants add oxygen to the air. Plants use nitrates to make proteins. Nitrogen is made into nitrates by bacteria. Animals' proteins are made from plant proteins. So here this is one of the message. What would happen if the cycles of materials, means the carbon, water, oxygen, nitrogen, in nature did not repeat themselves? So such a message which is very much dangerous for all the living and for the earth's surface also. So thank you very much.